Hello there, good morning and welcome to GHOne Today News with me, Evelyn, Araba, Aidoo. Coming up this morning, Minority sends an open invitation to Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia for a debate on the media review budget. Will the NPP flag bearer oblige to this invitation? We shall find out. Also ahead, government announces reintroduction of road tolls in 2025. And tears flow at Nsawam prisons as 12 remand prisoners freed under the Justice for All program. We have details of these and other stories coming up. Please stay. Thanks for staying. I am Evelyn, Araba, Aidoo, and remember the bulletin is streaming live on X, on Facebook and on YouTube at GHOne TV. We begin this morning's bulletin from the Parliament, where the minority in the House wants a debate with Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as the House begins a debate on the media budget review, which was presented by the Finance Minister on Tuesday. The minority in a statement say they have put together a crack team to face the Vice President, who they want to account for his stewardship as chairman of the Economic Management Team of Government. Meanwhile, aide to the NDC flag bearer Joyce Muktari says John Dramani Mahama has dispelled assertions made by his opponent in the 7th December general election, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, that the former president is afraid of engaging him in a debate. According to Joyce Muktari, the party is ready to have a debate with the flag bearer of governing NPP if they are properly consulted. She spoke on GHOne Today.
I think that the release did not even refer or even criticize, even passing, just passively, the fact that they had declined in 2016 and declined in 2020. So please, I think that nothing happened. I am not actually indicating whether or not it's about the IEA. I'm just saying that one, we didn't like the approach. Secondly, I think that it was wrong. Thirdly, I think it sought to actually give the impression that they were actually aligned with our opponent. And I think I said so very clearly. And they didn't deny any of that in their response to us this morning. So I think that the IEA accepts that there's a certain order, that since it's a convention, there's a certain conversation that should also have taken place, which had not taken place. And I think they admit that fact, which is fine. We are ready to debate.
Is your concern the fact that the person behind the IEA is aligned to the New Patriotic Party?
I don't even want to belabor that point. And I said that.
You did highlight it. You said removing the veil.
Yes, and I left it at that. I'm a lawyer. I know exactly when I want to stop.
Does it concern you, though?
Not necessarily. We've had IEA debates in the past.
Right. So what has changed now? Now, you say you've had IEA debates in the past. In the statement you put out concerning the debates, which the IEA said plans were far advanced, and you took offense to that, because how can plans be far advanced when the major opposition party has not been informed?
Not the major
Rightly so.
Well, at least today they admit that they have not consulted either of the political parties. So it's not me saying so. It means what I suspected is a fact, that they are trying to do someone's bidding.
Away from politics, there was tears of joy at the Nsawam medium security prisons as emotions got the better part of remand prisoners, as 12 of them have been freed under the Justice for All program. The imprisoned court session, which bounced back following the COVID-19 pandemic, saw a total of 24 applications considered by the two courts on Wednesday at the Nsawam prisons. The inmates who were freed were on remand, with some spending over 6 years without being taken to court for their fate to be determined. EIB Network's courts correspondent Musa Lanusa has the rest of the story.
The Justice for All Foundation has touched base here at the Nsawan Medium prisons, and in fact, over 20 applications were considered, and out of the 20, I can tell you that 12 of them have been successful. 12 people are walking free, they are going home, they have been discharged. In fact, 10 of them were also granted bail because of the situation that they find themselves here. But let's talk to some of these people who have been discharged by way of they being freed to go home. But you're saying?
From Musa Hubda.
Musa Hubda, da ben awa?
2018.
2018. Boni ben edo ba?
Pacho meda na de me bai.
Meda we die wu?
Musi meda.
Musi we die wu?
Musi medie wu.
Musi we die wu. Enti uba ni ye di wa court.
Min court da.
Since I do ba 2018 un court. Since
I me de me ba fia min court da.
E de na ya na mo ka kire wo.
Omo nka hwenkyere me dem wa just ama ebe ma me bail. My partners na ya omo. Ya best of 4 years ni.
When the Justice for All Foundation abaha exercise na ba na ye see ja omo ko fie ofa ni sen.
Oh masa, omo ba sa ba we so nkun de mami. We ma try before me qualify, ba we kire say me come fie ma nya me fan wodie. Me do ma se ana me tie ni so me ni obia o kame ho. I just in Yankupon pe. Yankupon on Wayamami, and I made an assent so.
Tanasi, the Yakupo, Tanasi, pa, a Jodua, the baby. Okay, I said, a Jodua, we come in the bar for beer. I come back in the papa. Because maybe our corner will be a baby morning. So this said they may buy at check.
I came to Ghana to, let's say, to work as, we call it Yahoo.
Work as Yahoo?
Yeah.
What does Yahoo mean?
We call it fraud.
Fraud? You came to Ghana to defraud?
Yeah.
People?
But not Africa. Aside.
Why did you not do it in Nigeria but Ghana?
Because we don't have a steady light.
A steady light? What is steady light?
Light.
Light? Yeah. What light means?
That is the normal NEPA light. We don't have it steady.
Oh, okay. So when you came to Ghana, what happened?
Yeah, I was with my chairman at Kaswa. So we have a problem with sharing money.
So how were you supposed to share the money?
We were supposed to share 40-60.
Okay, 40-60.
Yeah. So the
who gets 60 and who gets 40?
That is my chairman. His own is 60, my own is 40.
Okay. And what happened? Did you get your 40?
No.
What happened?
He said he will not give me the 40, they will give me 30. I said no. So we have an argument, quarrel. So I took the 30, then I took my laptop and my things, then I left to hotel.
So you left your chairman's place to a hotel?
Yeah.
Okay. And what happened after when you went to the hotel?
Yeah, I was in hotel in, let's say, like 1 week. So the day making 1 week. So I went out around 12 o'clock midnight to London Bar along Kaswa Road, Choice. So I went there to took, normally a prostitute.
You engaged the services of a prostitute?
Yeah.
Okay. And what happened?
So I took her in. So she only took spine off. He said she was already drunk at her madam. That day is her freedom day. That is her day she settled her madam. So she took only spine off. So at the end, the next morning around something 5 to 6. So I woke her up. No way, she's not waking up. So
she died. She died.
She died.
You didn't do anything to her?
No.
Start taking the drink?
No. So I checked, there's white foam coming out on her mouth. So I rushed down to call the hotel attendant. So I drew that one attention. So she came and discovered that yes, it's true. So she even helped me, took her to the bedroom to on the shower on her. See, before the hotel attendant took phone, I called the owner of the hotel. So the owner of the hotel came down and I called the police to arrest me.
That was when you were brought here?
Yes.
Were you ever taken to court?
No, since 2019 I came to court. I was remanded to prison. I've never gone to court before.
Now, in an electrifying display of unity and resentment, members of the New Patriotic Party in Sefirioso constituency staged a protest against Speaker of Parliament Araba. The protest was sparked by an incident in Parliament where the Speaker ejected Dr. Kwekwe Friye, their Member of Parliament, from the chamber over what was described as a rude comment.
The streets of Sefirioso were lined with party supporters, placards held high, demanding respect for their elected representative. The demonstration, which drew NPP constituency and regional executives, was a powerful reminder of the community's pride and solidarity.
Because making a prejudicial comment on the floor of Parliament by the Speaker is unparliamentary. Since the standing orders eschewed and banned the Speaker from engaging in a debate on the floor of Parliament.
The incidents that ignited the protest occurred in Parliament when Dr. Kwekwe Friye allegedly made a comment deemed inappropriate by the Speaker. The situation escalated quickly, resulting in the MP's expulsion from the chamber. This action was perceived by the Sefirioso constituents as not only a personal affront to their representative, but as an insult to the entire community.
Because he has demeaned the office of the MP. Remember, the MP is the MP for Sefirioso. Sefirioso is the regional capital for Western North. Sefirioso controls 6 out of the 9 districts in the Western North region. And therefore, any affront on the constituency is an affront on the Western North in totality.
Protesters filled the streets chanting slogans. Their message was clear: the constituency would not rest until their grievances were addressed. The protesters have given Speaker Bagbin a 1-week ultimatum to issue a formal apology.
The people of Sefirioso continue to demand an unqualified apology for his behavior. Is becoming unparliamentary. It is the Speaker's duty to maintain order and sanity. He has to be impartial.
The Sefirioso protest is not just a call for an apology. It is a rallying cry for respect and recognition, a testament to the power of the community and political engagements. With tensions high and emotions running deep, the Sefirioso protest underscores the complexities of political dynamics in Ghana and the importance of dialogue and respect in navigating these challenges. As the deadline looms, the nation watches closely to see how the Speaker will respond to these demands.
Let's stay on politics, where flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, John Mahama, has eulogized late President John Evans Atta Mills, describing him as a humble and competent leader who governed the country selflessly. Speaking during the 12th wreath-laying ceremony of the late president, John Mahama took a swipe at the current government for showing arrogance and an economically bankrupt leadership.
The 12th wreath-laying memorial, which was held to commemorate the legacy of the late former President John Evans Atta Mills, who passed on 24th July 2012, brought together national executives of the National Democratic Congress, NDC members of parliament, family members of the late president, members and sympathizers of the National Democratic Congress. Delivering a brief statement during the solemn event at the Asumdwe Park, flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama, extolled the virtues of his former boss, describing him as a champion of social justice, a peacemaker and a unifier whose economic leadership saw a record single-digit inflation.
Our Professor President did not allow the trappings of power to make him a tyrant. He was a Democrat true and true. And as a steward managing the economy, his record remains phenomenal and unsurpassed in the Fourth Republic. Ghana, historically under his tenure, recorded its highest ever GDP growth rate of 14.4%, with a larger contribution coming from the rail sector rather than the oil sector, in the decades under his administration.
Addressing an incident that occurred before the Wreath Laying event, where the dismissed former Deputy General Secretary of the NDC, Kwaku Aidoo, overran his scheduled time, delaying the second NDC event at the venue, sister of late President Mills, Mercy Araba Ahima Kwashi, described the incident as ugly and disgusting, warning that the family would deal with Kwaku Aidoo. She insisted that persons at the earlier ceremony were not their relatives.
I want to make it clear to everyone that Kwaku has stepped on the wrong foot by tampering with our brother's grave without our knowledge. That is totally unacceptable. And now we are going to deal with him because it's a taboo in our family to do that. Whatever that you want to do, you have to consult the family, and we have to give you our approval because you have the money to go and do everything you want. Well, my brother priest Asmundri, but some of us, we sometimes reserve that Asmundri.
Other NDC also took turns to eulogize the late president.
Let's now shift our attention to education, as the Colleges of Education Teachers Association has instructed all its members in the 46 public colleges of education to withdraw all services. It's in response to the Education Minister's directive to the Controller and Accountant General Department to freeze their July salaries. Members of CTAC have been on strike for the past 6 weeks over the government's failure to implement an arbitration awarded by the National Labour Commission in 2023. According to the teachers, until the employer complies with the arbitration awards by the Commission, they will not resume work. Meanwhile, Deputy Director of Communications is assuring aggrieved members that discussions are ongoing. Hajia Rabi Salif was speaking on GA today.
You know, we have a very listening government, and we would always go back to the drawing board. We are currently in discussions with them. Yes, one wing is advising don't go, another wing is resisting and all that. What matters at this point is the continuity of the discussions that is ongoing. And I will assure you, like I have always done here, and it comes to passes. I would come and sit here and tell you, so Lily, the reality is that they are having negotiations, they are in the drawing board, and they would come back with useful,
actually, you have been my prophet on the show anytime I ask.
Yes, and if I don't know, I'll tell you I don't know about it. So what I am so sure about is
so you're sure they are
having discussions currently, and what the outcome would be in the betterment of Ghanaians as a general, and they themselves as workers.
Okay.
Now, ECOWAS leaders are being urged to prioritize regional integration and bilateral partnerships in order to enhance energy security. This is a proposal of Minister of State designate at the Energy Ministry, Herbert Krapper, who spoke at the ECOWAS Regional Electricity Regulatory Forum. He wants leaders to shift more towards clean energy.
Through the adoption by the heads of state of a master plan for the West African power pool for the period 2019 to 2033, strategies have been adopted to generate 16,000 megawatts and build 23,000 kilometers of transmission lines by 2033. The move is targeted at harnessing all energy potentials of the sub-region for a cheaper and sustainable electricity to spur industrial growth.
Behia say the code, ebeto behia say the common tariff, ebeto behia so say be dinkita ho na e koso wo nkro ne bi mu ene ebehwe kwan a ye be yi electricity nsem free the ekoso ewo nkro ni bi mu unim say in the Sahel region no tokwa ni governance ni coup d'etat sembi epiem wo ho but electricity no de ho hia say mpuntuo ebetimi aba depending on regardless of the ekoso or sa amai ni nyina ka ho ne aba be hiem wo ha ne yedinkita ho na megidi se we dwumadi be wie no yebenya ntiase ewo kwan yebefa so ahwe sansemi kwan yebefa so ahwe se solar ni wind ni hydro electricity mix in Modudo.
Chairman of the ECOWAS Regional Electricity Regulatory Authority, Koku Laurent Tosu, who also spoke at the forum, said the pursuit of energy security requires a holistic approach that addresses geopolitical dynamics.
So today is to share with all the stakeholders, mainly utilities, operators, regulators, the ministries of all the country, part of the region, what we have done since the creation of the institution. So today we will talk about the interplay within the national independence and the principle of the electricity market.
Speaking with the media, the Executive Secretary of the PURC, Dr. Ishmael Aka, said the provision of cheaper energy is non-negotiable.
So when we look at the ECOWAS region, there are few factors affecting our energy supply. So on the good side, there are very good sources of energy. So we see some countries having abundance of hydro, we see solar. When you go to Nigeria, they have one of the largest reserve of gas that can even supply the region. But there are other issues, including security issues, including infrastructure, inadequate, especially transmission infrastructure that will link one country to the other. So I think the purpose of this forum is to look at how we can attract investment, one into generation and two into transmission infrastructure.
The forum, which is being attended by players in the energy sector across the ECOWAS sub-region, is themed Electricity Trade Security in ECOWAS region, the interplay between national policies and free markets principles.
And that's it for GH Today News with me, Evelyn Araba. Stay tuned for GH Today with Lily Mohammed. Have a good morning.